When the Night Comes Out presents Jump Scares. Today's bite-sized horror is entitled Silo, written by Bryan W. Alaspa, narrated and produced by Allie James. When Nelson heard the alarm going off, he was nearly asleep. Such a thing was forbidden, of course, but that didn't stop him from doing it. Most of the time, however, the two of them sat there miles below ground, staring at computer screens that didn't do much but blink at them like innocent children caught with their hand in the cookie jar. They often had drills, but somehow that alarm seemed different. Of course, that was ridiculous. It was the same alarm. So Nelson guessed that it had more to do with what he had been starting to dream about than the actual sound of the klaxon in his ears. He sat forward and looked to his right and saw that Dawes was also fumbling around at his desk. The binder. That had to be found. Nelson reached into his desk drawer and found the binder. It was red, of course, as if it needed to be color-coded to match the urgency and seriousness of what was contained within it. He pulled it out and turned to the correct page.
Attention, attention, alert, alert, stand by.
Nelson reached into a plastic pocket and removed another piece of plastic. Inside of that was a card, also red of course, and on that were a bunch of numbers and letters in black ink. The speaker began to tell them to pay attention again and that they were on alert and that they should stand by. Then, without much of a pause, the mechanical voice began spitting out letters and numbers. Nelson began writing them on the blank white page in front of him. He wrote fast, his handwriting trembling just a little bit near the end. The announcement came through twice, and he confirmed that he got the numbers and letters. Confirming message? Dawes said. Confirmed, Nelson said. Authenticate. Authenticating now. They both cracked the plastic in their hands and removed the red card. Nelson placed the card over the numbers and letters he had written on the paper. They matched. Confirming authentication. Confirmed. On my mark, remove your key and insert it into the slot. Mark. They both reached down and removed keys that they kept on them at all times. The keys just looked like keys. Considering what they did, Nelson thought that odd. He'd never thought about it much before. They looked like car keys or house keys. He stood up and put the key into a slot above his console. He looked back and saw that Dawes had done the same. On my mark, turn the key to ready, Dawes yelled. Mark. Both men turned the key. Somewhere, inside the silo that their little bunker was attached to, the missile began to get ready for its ascent into space. It would then go through the various stages, enter space, travel a distance, then come back to Earth. It would then explode above ground, bringing untold amounts of death, destruction, and misery for millions. Nelson felt sweat run down his face. His hand, the one holding the key, trembled. Dawes said. Nelson saw that he was sweating. On my mark, turn the key to set. Dawes paused and swallowed. Mark. They both turned their key one more time. There was just one more click. That was launch. Missile at set, Nelson said. His voice cracked as he said it. What the hell was going on up there? He had no idea. They had enough to live off of down here for months, just the two of them, he and Dawes. He felt his stomach do flip-flops. He wished he was home right now, with his wife. What was she doing? Would she feel the missiles go off? See them? On my mark, Dawes said. We launch. His voice got quiet. Shit, Nelson whispered. Mark. Nelson turned his key. Dawes did the same. The control room shook. They watched their monitors as the camera showed the huge missile shaking in its silo. Then it began to launch. It seemed to move so slowly. Then it was just smoke and fire, and the silo was empty. Just like that, Nelson had done his job. Just like that, he thought, the world ends. Dawes and Nelson sat there for some time. The silence seemed to stretch out forever. Now what? Nelson asked. Dawes shrugged. Nelson guessed that was about as good an answer as he could get. I hate Mondays, thought Nelson. Thanks for listening to When the Night Comes Out Jump Scares. Be sure to like, share, and review. You can binge our first 2 seasons of full-length stories now. Until next time, try to stay safe when the night comes out. Hey guys. We appreciate your continued support, but we also would like to create a community around When the Night Comes Out. A community of horror fiction fans who support us so we can bring you even more stories, more scares, expand what we offer, and maybe even podcast merch. So be sure to visit patreon.com/whenthenightcomesout and become a supporter. Every amount helps. We'll see you next time, when the night comes out.